Man, we done been through some serious things, some serious ops. Always that planet, I'm built on that rock. Down from I gotta go straight to the top. I might be limping, I'm still gonna walk. Baba gon' lay out these bodies and laying up demons, a serious hobby. Yeah, JD gon' kick it like Mr. Miyagi. Karate, demon gon' pull up with Robbie. Jack, I mean beat it. Hand you a Bible, I tell you to read it. Flesh is so hungry, I refuse to feed it. You know what I mean?
Yo, what's up, podcast world? It's your boy Huddy in the podcast studio. Wait, that's not how it goes.
That's not how that goes.
Howdy, what's up on the Rock podcast? If you're watching on YouTube right now, it's crazy. We're with Nate in the podcast studio, Nate Hilgenkamp.
Let's go. How are you guys doing? The new On the Rock studio.
Let's
Yeah.
get
Oh yeah, we're gonna be in here permanently. Like
you
this,
mean
we've
that?
upgraded
Like
our
for
studio.
Yeah, I'm like, how'd you guys have the budget for this? Like,
Dude,
you guys are crushing it.
it's all God, man.
The
Yeah,
Lord
we just-
provides. Come on.
That's amazing. I love it.
No.
Drove all the way up to Waco.
Yeah.
Means
I
the
know.
world that you do that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, we couldn't pass up the opportunity for sure.
No, but for real, like if y'all haven't, if you don't know what this is or where we're at, we're in the studio of Becoming Something. It's another huge podcast, you know, and so we get the gift of just being able to sit here with Nate and just be able to talk a little bit and chat and laugh, and so it'll be good.
Yeah, if you haven't watched Be So, please watch it. Thankful for these guys. My favorite Christian podcast for sure.
There we
Favorite
go.
podcast. So
That's awesome.
yeah, really grateful. But yeah, thankful for you again. Today we're talking about servant leadership, so I'm excited to get into that. But before that, Matthew 7, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is On the Rock podcast, so Justin's gonna read Matthew 7, kind of just the heart behind it.
Yeah. So Matthew 7:24-27 says, "Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and acts on them will be like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain fell, the rivers rose, and the winds blew and pounded that house, yet it didn't collapse, because its foundation was on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and doesn't act on them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. The rain fell, the rivers rose, the winds blew and pounded that house, and it didn't collapse. And it collapsed. It collapsed with a great crash." So we base, kind of what Hudson was saying, we base our podcast off of that. And so our mission is just to create open and authentic and real conversations to help you guys be built further on the rock of Jesus Christ. And so what we're here doing today, and so we hope that it makes some kind of an impact on however God sees fit. And so we're excited. So we're talking about a little bit about servant leadership today.
Amen. I mean, so I tried to get Kathy on first because, like, she's a lower level celebrity.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious. Yeah.
But I don't know. She said no, but I'm glad you said yes first.
That's hilarious. Hey, I'm so honored to be on, excited to be on. I mean, it feels like a similar mission to Becoming Something. Like we say that we exist for young adults to come to become more of what God desires them to be, to become the person that God wants them to be. So,
Come on.
and you guys got a similar mission. You mentioned teenagers, young adults, college students, live your life on the rock, and that's going to make you become the person God wants you to be.
Come on.
And have a much better life, more secure life.
Let's go.
yeah.
Okay, so you're a leader, right? You lead on this podcast. You teach at Harris Creek.
Mhm.
I mean, you were teaching just like at speaking engagements. I got to see that in Houston.
Yep.
So you're a leader of all these different things, but yet as Christians, we're called to servant leadership. So I kind of want to get into that today. So like, how do you as a leader serve and reflect like the leadership we see Jesus reflects in the Bible?
Yeah. I think whenever you go up into leadership and grow in leadership, you have to make sure that the higher up you go, the lower you go. So like the more speaking opportunities you have, the bigger title that you have, the more people that are listening to your podcast, like you can, the danger is to think, oh, that means I am somebody now. Like I'm
right.
important. I'm doing something great for God. And, you just need to make sure that is not where your heart stays, and you're confessing that to people. And like I said, the higher up you go in the world, the lower you need to be. So, man, I've tried to, serve and love the unseen places. Because if you're not willing to do that, you're just going to get fed off the speaking to a crowd of 1,000 people. Like if that's what feeds you, it's just going to send you to a a place where you don't want to be. You're gonna grow in arrogance, grow in your ego. So loving the things like stacking chairs after a ministry event,
Yeah.
taking out the trash, like things like that, where it's like, man, I am doing this to be rewarded in heaven, not to have earthly rewards. That's actually going to make you a better minister of the gospel, better podcast host, whatever, because you're maturing in your faith. So that's at least what I try to keep in mind.
Come on, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think of like a lot of times, and I love that response, because like a lot of times, even I feel like you can see it in the American church where there's like leaders and pastors where it's like it starts to become this like worldly leadership, and there's leadership books out there even by Christians, but it doesn't really reflect like how Jesus really represented what servant leadership looks like. And me and Justin were talking about this, like Jesus getting down and like washing his disciples' feet. Like I feel like that's the biggest picture like I see of like he's leading these people, but he's willing, like you were talking about, to wash their feet and like do the lowest of low type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it, like he said, the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. So if we're going to say, hey, I want to be a follower of Jesus, I want to be a Christian, like a little Christ, a little Jesus, then we have to have that same exact mindset. We do not exist to be served, but to serve. So we're not looking around at other people being like, man, what can they do for me? Do I like being with them? Do they have something to offer me? Are they going to get me Astros tickets? Like, instead, it's the exact opposite. You're approaching relationships being like, man, how can I bless them? Probably not going to wash their feet. That feels a little bit different than that context, but maybe it's I'm gonna get them coffee. I'm gonna take them out to lunch, buy their meal. I'm gonna wash their car. I'm gonna do whatever I can to serve them, not out of a twisted way to get something from them, but just because I have been served by Jesus. He has washed me clean by the blood of Jesus has washed me clean. So since I've been served by him, his call is to now go and serve them. So we serve out of being served by Jesus. So that's the mindset you have to have. And then you look at Philippians chapter 2, where it says that although he was equal with God, or he made himself nothing, taking on the very nature of a servant. So that's who we follow. And if that's who we say we're going to follow, that's who we actually have to become. So,
and I love the picture of just like what Jesus showed in that moment. And he's had so many moments that you can look just throughout the Bible, just the way that he led. But I love the moment where he got down on his knees to wash his disciples' feet. Because if you look at the context back then, like they didn't have like Jordans on, like they had sandals on, and they're walking through dirty, like unpaved streets where their feet are truly disgusting. And they're about to sit down for dinner at a table where it's like down the ground, and they're gonna have their feet in front of them, and so their feet are disgusting. They have to wash their feet. And normally they have somebody who's there to wash their feet, or they do it themselves. But yet Jesus is like, no, let me do it.
Yep.
And suddenly Peter's like, no, like actually, like there's no way I should be washing your feet. But Jesus is like, no, let me do this. Like, this is what leadership looks like. You're talking about, because they had just been talking about like, okay, well, I'm the greatest leader. Like, who's the greatest out of all of us? And Jesus is like, it's for you to be the greatest. Like you're saying, like, you have to be able to be a servant and to be lower than everybody else. You put everybody else before you. That doesn't mean like what we were talking about earlier. Like, it doesn't mean like beating yourself down and saying like, oh man, I'm just this awful person. Everybody else is just so much better than me, and that's why I serve them. It's not like you're not just a slave, but it's bringing people above you and saying like, they come before me. Like, I want to put them first. That still doesn't mean like that we can't, have our own dreams, have our own desires, and live in our own life, even when it doesn't always mean like getting down on our knees too.
So good. Okay, Nate. So as how long have you been in ministry?
I've been on staff now for 10 years here.
10 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So 10 years in ministry, and I mean, your influence has grown obviously. And like you were saying, that's not what it's about, but in those 10 years, what's like an example of like you're in a leadership position and you lead like servant-heartedly, and what's the time when it's like, man, I missed the mark there. Like I was serving Nate, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I can talk about a time when I missed the mark was, so we do something called Becoming Something Live every April. And the first one we had, it really just blew us away. We had people from, I mean, every year we have people from like 47 states, multiple countries, and it's just amazing. We all gather here. And that Friday night we had a session, had worship, and then afterwards I'm just like in the room like I am every Sunday. Like this is my church, it's my home. And so I'm just standing there. The night closes, and then there's like a line of people to meet me, take pictures with me. I signing autographs for 2.5 hours. I'd never had anything like that happen to me before, ever in my life. And I just remember leaving that day thinking, man, I'm a big deal. Like they wanted my picture. Like they wanted an autograph. I'm like, I'm really, really important. And I remember feeling that the rest of that weekend, and I went home and I told my wife, I'm like, man, this is how I feel. I feel like I need to go stack chairs or something, because like there's just something in my heart that's like not good, where I think I'm like too good for that. And then actually that Monday, I think it was either that Sunday or that Monday, someone on staff had emailed me and they're like, hey, we're cleaning the auditorium floor this week. We need you to move all the chairs in the auditorium out. Which is like, you guys were just in there. There's a lot of chairs in there.
Yeah.
It was like the worst task ever. It took so long. And it was like, God, you have an amazing sense of humor, where it's like, if you for a second think that you're too big, I'm going to make you move the entire auditorium floor, which was such a good answer to prayer. I'm like, I will never forget that the rest of my life. And then, I don't know. I mean, this is something that just happened a couple days ago. I had a lunch meeting with some staff members. We came back, and as we were driving back, it was kind of raining outside, and I noticed that there was some trash like on the opposite end of the parking lot. So before we went in, I just like ran over to pick up the trash and throw it away, which that does, like, it's not a big deal at all. And I'm like, that's actually the biggest deal, because we have to have that mindset of like, I'm going to be the person that's going to pick up the trash. And if I can't do that, then you can't be in ministry. Like if you can't stack chairs, if you can't pick up the trash, that's just not going to work. Because if you love speaking in front of 1,000 people, but you don't like picking up the trash, it's not going to go well for you in ministry. You're going to do something dumb and flame out. So.
Yeah. And if you can't like meet someone face to face, like we walked past JP, instead of just being like, like he was like, he asked us our names, and it's just
for
cool.
sure.
Like, like, and you willing to even do this, like, it's just cool how it's like, no, like these are people, and this is actually my mission to like love on others and like point them to Jesus.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, he's got way more going on than I do, but yeah, I noticed that too, where he's like, man, I'm going to stop and meet these guys. So, yeah, and I've just seen that from him all the time, where he's got so many people that, I mean, sometimes people will send him things and then he'll just like give it away to other people on staff. He's just like, he loves to serve other people, which as a follower of that person just makes you want to follow them even more, where it's not at all like, this is the JP show, come make sure I get glory. It's like, no, we're giving Jesus all the glory. And so it's not about my name, it's about lifting up his name. And I'm going to try to serve everyone I possibly can, whether it's a first-time guest, a long-time member, a person on staff. Like, we exist to serve other people, and he does a great job of leading out in that.
That reminds me of 1 Corinthians 11:1. It says, imitate me as I imitate Christ.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. That's really what ministry is. It's not look at me, like follow me because I'm so great, because I can do all these different things, because I'm so good at praying, or I'm so good at teaching, or I'm so good at encouragement. But it's imitate me as I imitate Christ. Like, I'm supposed to point you to Jesus. And so even though you're following me, you're really following Jesus, because that's who I'm following.
That's right.
And so it's a lot of that. It's like, you know what? Even though I might have some authority here, or even though I might be quote unquote big here, like, this is all God's. Like, everything that I have, everything that I am is all God, is all from God. And so I just give it back to him. And so that's where I'm taking everything.
Right. What would you guys say to someone who's like, man, I'm not in a leadership position, I'm not CEO, I'm not the pastor of our young adult ministry? Like, what if I'm just like, man, I work at Chick-fil-A, and I'm a barista at a coffee shop. Like, what would you say to them? Do they have anything to learn from this or not?
It's a great question, because I do want to say, like, I feel like also, like, we can be like, you should be a leader and like lead all these people. And sometimes it's like, no, like that isn't your role and gifting to be like someone who's like teaching others. Like some people have the gift of teaching, some people have the gift of giving. Like there's different gifts. But I do think you can be a leader in the way of serving and like just like a leader in the way of like I'm being a light for Jesus. And so it's like I'm imitating Christ. So if I'm at Chick-fil-A and I'm working or whatever, like the way I work and I serve others and I'm helping others out in the kitchen when I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to help out or whatever.
The way you have a smile on your face.
Yeah, and you're like, the way you're engaging customers, not out of a fake, like, I just need to look like a good Christian, but out of a, hey, I really want to meet this person and love them and, like, just show them Jesus. I think that's the way you can lead with your influence, but I don't think, like, I think we, like I said, like, think everyone needs to be a leader in a certain sense, and it's not always that way. Like, we're not all called to serve that way because we have different giftings.
Yep.
And we need those people. We need everyone to be living in their giftings and the part of the body that they are. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah.
And I think that's a difference between worldly leadership and biblical leadership. Is like with worldly leadership, they're so hyper focused on just like, okay, what can I do? What am I good at? Like how am I doing this well? Whereas biblical leadership, it like just strictly like hones in on just like the service part. It's just like you're willing to give up what you want, what you like, just the desires that you have, what seems comfortable in the moment for someone else. Like that's true leadership. But the world sees it as like okay, well, if you're good at this, then if you're good at whatever it is, like teaching, or if you're good at whatever that looks like, then that gives you the authority to lead, and that's why you're so great, and that's why everybody should follow you. But that's not what true leadership looks like. And so there's a danger that comes with hyper fixating on just the skills that we have or should possess. And so I think that can look like a lot of comparison, and it brings in the pride aspect. Is just like, if you're so focused on the skills, then you're suddenly always looking at the skills. You're not looking at like what the actual purpose of it is. Yeah. And you miss the whole mission of what you're doing.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just, you don't need a title to have a servant leadership mindset. You don't need to be the CEO to be a servant leader. Like, you can be a servant leader in your house. Let's say you've got roommates, you got 3 other roommates. Maybe some of them know Jesus, some of them don't. Like, you can have a servant leadership mindset there, where it's like, rather than being frustrated that they didn't do the dishes, it's like, what an amazing opportunity, a gift from God that I get to serve them in this way and to love them in this way. I'm going to do their dishes. I'm going to take out their trash. I'm going to wake up early Saturday morning and get them coffee. And then with whatever workplace you might be in, like whether it's interacting with a customer or interacting with people on your team, on your staff, wherever, like you can be a servant leader wherever the Lord has placed you. It's not dependent upon a worldly title, but your spiritual title. You are a son or a daughter of God, and that means we are called to be a servant leader. So that's the title that matters, not CEO or ministry leader or podcast host or whatever. Wherever you are, you have the title of servant leader, and that's what matters.
Like ambassadors of the faith.
For sure.
So I think you do a really good job on BSO of asking like is it the devil's advocate type question?
For sure. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you one of those, like flip it on you. So if someone's listening right now and they're like servant leader, and they're like, but I see all this other stuff on social media of like, here's how to be a leader and a man or whatever. Here's how to like build your business. Here's how to like basically succeed. Yeah. Why should I like be like Jesus and lay my life down? That sounds like I'm missing out on money, fun, fame, all that. Like, how would you convince someone to be a servant leader? Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, and I don't think the call of Scripture is like, man, don't try to build your business. It's bad if you have money. It's dangerous if you have money. It like there's a danger to that to be aware of. But this is not a call to like, man, you're going to live in poverty and not be able to afford food or whatever.
Yeah.
Servant leadership is actually way more fulfilling than than I'm just going to get everything I possibly can for me. All you have to do is just look how it works for other people. Like if any celebrity, any famous person, there's quotes from all sorts of people. Tom Brady won like 6 different Super Bowls, and then he goes, surely this isn't all there is. Like, this is just makes me so empty. Actors have been like, man, I'm empty. I've got nothing. Like, you have everything the world could possibly offer, but it only existed for you, and it just doesn't fill the hole in your heart. So it's way more fulfilling to have a leadership position and be like, man, how can I bless other people? So let's say you get this huge raise. It's not, hey, can I just go buy this boat? But like, man, who could I bless? Like, man, I know I've got this friend that has a medical debt or school debt or whatever. Maybe I could help them pay for that. Maybe I've got a family member who's in need. Maybe I can bless them in this way. And that's just fun. Like, when you're able to do that stuff, it, like, even selfishly thinking, what's the most fun way to live your life, the most fulfilling way? It's to help other people, to encourage other people. And you're going to go home and be like, man, that was a blast today because I helped someone else get to where they want to go. And then what you're going to find is they in turn are going to want to help you out as well. And it's just better to do that than go through life on your own for your own good. So I think it's going to be more enjoyable.
Yeah, I think there's so much beauty in just the way that God created that too. Is like, it's not just, he's not calling us to serve without just also a desire in it too, like a sense of just fulfillment.
Yeah,
It's not just this dry, like, oh, I gotta get up and I gotta serve again.
for
It's
sure.
like you're saying, like, there's a lot of fulfillment in that, and you get to find so much joy in just washing people's feet. You know?
Yeah. I mean, there's a proverb that says, when you refresh others, you too will be refreshed. So it's like let's just say we go out to eat and I pay for your meal. I'm leaving feeling awesome too, because I'm like, I just got to pay for their meal and like bless them. And as long as it's done out of a pure heart, and it's like, Lord, thank you that I had the resources to pay for their meal. This is awesome. So yeah, you're living how you're made to live. So you're gonna enjoy it more.
What
Good. I haven't had dinner yet, so you can.
There we go.
yeah.
Exactly.
What was that verse again?
Yeah, it's in Proverbs. It's like,
Okay.
when you refresh others, you too will be refreshed. Let me try to find it as
Because I looked, it was like on the Bible app, I want to say like yesterday or something, and I read that, and at the time, I'm sharing the story not to be like, look what happened, but like so someone can learn. At that time, I had asked my dad, because I'm leaving off to college in like less than a month.
No way.
So,
Where are
like,
you going?
I'm going to College of the Ozarks. It's in
Awesome.
Branson, Missouri.
Yeah, for sure. So is the podcast done?
Bro, we just had
We've been praying through that.
we had a
praying
giant
hard.
prayer night last night. Well, not giant. It was just me. I mean, like me, Justin, and Weston, our sound guy, and for like an hour, just like praying, journaling. So that's to be decided. You know.
So how old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay, awesome. College of the Ozarks is awesome. I've been up there I have been in Kanakuk a couple of times, and we went to College of the Ozarks, and they've got an amazing ice cream shop, and you work there.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So
I can't wait.
yeah.
Plug right there. But I was like, okay, Dad, I'm gonna leave in about a month. Like, how about me and you hit the gym and we'll lift like free weights.
Yep.
You know, get big together. And so he was like, okay. And then the next day he comes over and he's like, hey, I kind of said yes out of guilt. And because I like to do these workout classes, and so that means if I wouldn't be able to do these type of like cardio and weightlifting classes versus like just free weights, which he finds like extremely boring. And so he's like, I don't think it's fair if I only say yes to you and you don't like do any of mine. Like, would you be willing to do some of mine? And I was like,
No.
I was so disappointed because I was like, had this thing in my mind that we're going to go lift together and I don't
Yeah.
want to do any of those classes. And so I was being really selfish and I like couldn't seem to see past that. And so it took me a while and I was just like sitting there. I'm like, okay, God, if I'm really like in the wrong right here, like I'm going to go to the Bible app, look at some scripture and like
No
what,
way.
like just make it clear. And then it was that verse. And And I was like, man, I'm not being generous. I'm being very self-centered right here.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to my dad's workout classes. Like, those aren't my vibe.
Yeah.
But I was like, if he's willing to do that for me, go to mine, like I should go to his, like 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, I'm going to like serve and be generous by doing something that I don't want to do, but he's serving me. Like, I should do the same. And I was like, that verse says like that person will be refreshed as well.
Yeah, Proverbs 11:24-25 says, one person gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds unduly, but comes to poverty. Then 25, a generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. Yeah.
And so I was like, man, I want to be that type of person who refreshes others and is generous, even though I don't feel like it right now.
Yeah.
So I think that's a real story of like, sometimes you don't always want to
For sure.
serve, you know?
Yeah, and that's it's like that can be hard when we're in our pride and selfishness. So I'm like, I don't really want to do that. How much harder was it for Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane to be like, I don't want to be killed. Like, you just had to go to a workout class. He's like, I don't want to be brutally murdered, whipped, tortured, pierced, hung on a cross to die, humiliated. But he goes, but not my will, but yours be done, Father. So if that's his mindset, ours has to be like, man, maybe I don't want to give this money. Maybe I don't want to give this time. Maybe I don't want to give this effort. But, Lord, not my will, but yours be done. Because if you were willing to do that for me, I can do the much lesser thing for somebody else.
So good. At Metro, when you were speaking, you talked about the flesh and the spirit real quick. And you said if it was a battle between the flesh and the spirit would always win.
Yeah.
But it's not about that. It's about our submission to the spirit. And so your flesh is going to always tell you, like, serve yourself.
Yeah.
Do this for you, like, you know. But it's about submitting to the spirit even when you don't feel like it.
Yep. Exactly right. Exactly. Yep. So good.
Love it. So who are we to serve? Like, is there a specific group we should serve? Like, if I'm out there in the wild at school or something, it's like, am I looking out for certain people? Is it everyone? Like, who do we serve ultimately? All that.
I think you're specifically looking to serve people that cannot serve you back. Like, that's what I see from Jesus, is you are trying to find the people that you're not trying to, like, you were supposed to serve everyone. Absolutely serve everyone. But you're not primarily just trying to serve your professor so that they can give you a good grade, or serve the girl that you're interested in so that she'll go on a date with you, or serve some wealthy businessman so he'll give you a job. Like, absolutely serve them. But as believers in Jesus, we should be on the lookout for, like, man, who can't pay me back? Who has nothing to offer me? And I'm going to serve them, because I'm not going to get my reward from them. I'm going to get my reward from Jesus. Like, I want to go be with him for eternity and receive way more than just like a job here. So that's what should get us excited about serving someone where they can't pay us back, but that's what we're called to do. So yes, we're called to serve everyone, but specifically be on the lookout for the people that they can't pay you back for what you've done.
Yeah, I think of, like, in the Bible, it's like the widows and, like,
the orphans,
the poor, the captives, the orphans, and definitely that still today. And then there's just like I would say like other groups, you know, for sure, where it's just like, those are people, they can't give anything to you. Like, you're not going to earn anything. You're not going to look cool.
Right.
You know, hey, guys, I'm on, you know, I'm serving,
sure.
you know. Like, it's just, it's like just what your Father in heaven sees. It's like serving that audience of one versus everyone else.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly. So good.
Do you think that there's more than just the comfort that keeps us from being a servant leader? Like, what all do you think actually, like, really kind of makes us kind of almost afraid to be a servant leader?
Yeah. I think comfort and selfishness is a big thing, where it's like, man, on my own, I'd rather be served than to serve. Like, I would rather have someone bring me coffee than me go buy them coffee. Like, selfishly, that's how I think. And then you are kind of putting yourself out there of like, man, what if I'm seen as a suck up? What if they take this differently? What if other people see it and they interpret it wrong? And you're just worried what other people think of you. But it's like, in reality, we just need to be consumed and concerned with, man, what does my Heavenly Father think of me? Are my motives pure? Are my motives for him or for other people? And I just care about what he thinks. So I'm doing it for him. And then, yeah, maybe it's also like an insecurity of, man, what if I don't serve them well? What if I try to do something that blesses them, but it lands awkwardly or whatever? So it's all just like fear of man, selfishness and fear of man. So,
for practical ways of serving, like I know you touched on that some, but like someone listening right now and they're like, okay, I feel convinced, I feel convicted. How do I start? Where do I go?
Yeah. So right now we're recording this in December. I don't know when it's going to come out, but one of my least favorite things about December is people, which I'm grateful for this, but I'm also I also don't love this question. Hey Nate, what do you want for Christmas? What can I get you for Christmas? Because then I'm like honestly, I don't know what I have all that I need. I'm great, but then I have to like spend all this time searching websites, trying to find something, and so that I can tell them what I want, which is, I'm grateful. I really am so grateful that they would want to give me something. But what I love even more is the person that's like been watching me, listening to me, trying to just figure out, hey, what does Nate want? Maybe he's going to say something here. I'm going to put a note in my phone. Maybe I noticed that he does this. I'm going to try to bless him in this way. So rather than just being like, hey, Nate, what can I get you? It's like, Nate, here's this gift. I've been watching, I've been listening. And then it's like, whoa, I'm like blown away. Feel so loved that you would intentionally be looking for ways to serve me. So I would just say, be watchful. Like have an app on, your notes app filled up on your phone with your roommates. Maybe it's your parents, maybe it's your friends. And it's like, man, my roommate mentioned she's got a test this day. Make sure to bring her coffee that day. Or, man, my friend's mom died on this day a couple of years ago. I want to make sure that I want to serve her on that day. Or my dad mentioned that he really wants these new golf balls. Like, I'm going to surprise him in that way. And then it just turns into a game where you're just like, just trying to figure out how can you bless the people in your life. And then you get to have those moments where you show up for them unexpectedly and they're like, oh my goodness, I just feel so loved by you. So yeah, just be on the lookout and be taking notes.
Be intentional.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, be intentional. Yeah.
That's really good. I like that. Yeah, it's like you can do the act of service, like give something to someone or whatever, but if it isn't really helpful and you're not actually doing it with the right heart or whatever, it's kind of meaningless, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
What would be your like biggest piece of advice for like a young person listening right now?
Yeah.
Just from some of the things you might have heard from your young adults ministry or whatever, like something someone struggles with a lot, like what would be your advice to them?
Yeah. I'd just say be loved by Jesus. Like sit with him every single day. Be overwhelmed by how much he loves you. Receive that from him and then love him like with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Give him everything and just like, man, give him your best and just allow him to give you his best, which he already has through Jesus Christ. Sit with that every single day, and then all this stuff will just be an overflow. Like if you take this podcast and you're like, okay, I'm gonna serve out of my own strength, I'm gonna serve, you're gonna be exhausted. It's not gonna be fun. You're gonna be burnt out. You're gonna be like, man, why didn't they serve me back? Why didn't they do this? You're not doing it for that. You're doing that because you have been served by him. He has loved you. He's poured out all of his blood for you, and you're serving from that, not for them to serve you back. So, be loved by Jesus and love Jesus, and all this stuff will just come from that.
That's one of the passages that I've been really holding on to lately. Is just like you like follow and trust after God, like all things will follow after it.
Yeah,
Matthew
for sure.
6:33.
Exactly right.
And it's just I've just been living by that, and it's like truly I've seen it.
Yeah,
it's not even just like a few words on a page. Like I've just seen. It's like, okay, you know what? I want this, and I want to chase after this, but I know that if I just trust and I follow after Jesus, then he says all things will come after, and he'll bless me in ways that I will never even have imagined to begin with.
Exactly right.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you guys. Don't thank me. This is all I mean, you guys have had an amazing. I don't know if I call it amazing day, but you've had a day.
it's
So
been
thank you,
amazing.
thank you
It's
for
been
making
amazing.
it happen.
It's been a
Yeah.
long, amazing day.
Yes.
So I guess
Yeah,
it's the best
I've
kind.
loved it.
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
eating it up.
Yeah, you get to have your own private Shane and Shane concert after this too.
No,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Thank you so much, Nate. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
my joy.
Yeah. You can check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and TikTok.
And
And
don't forget to check out BSO.
oh yeah,
Absolutely,
check out
we'll
Lisa.
take all the listeners we can get. Yeah,
Let's go. Peace.
See ya. There we go.
amazing. Thank you guys so much.